Test.
You just need like a soundboard to like.
We have a soundboard.
Like what? I mean, like to make like sound effects.
Oh, you mean like a beat pad?
Yeah.
Like.
It's just like an hour long. Yeah, you know because you make that shit.
I do. I like it too.
Nice.
It's entertainment value.
Here, talk.
Yes, 1 2 1 2.
See, he's
We
hitting
should
good
probably
levels.
yeah he's getting good levels when he gets up on the mic. We should probably turn him up just a fuzz so that it looks good while he's in a comfortable position. So like if you're gonna lean on the table, just talk like that, because if you get too far away from it, it starts to drop.
Mic drop.
Mic.
Mic drop.
Mike Wilshusen.
I think between
Test.
between 12 and 6 is probably ideal.
Like I said, I listened to last week's and I was a little low at times, and you were perfect
I know,
because you're all the way up in here talking like this.
because
You just disconnected my cable.
No, that's
What?
just not plugged in.
What?
yeah, that's the USB.
Here, check this out. Let's see.
You have a USB power source, Matthew.
Yeah.
You have a battery-powered USB power source, so you can light up the kitty cat headphones.
Light it up. Oh, it just lit
Oh
up.
shit! You can't see yourself,
can't
but
see
you look
it, but you
you
just
look
lit
dope
up.
as fuck.
What?
It's like a
You're
house
ready
party.
to go to fucking E
Here,
EDM.
where's yours?
What's wrong with this? I can't really. There's nothing. I can't hear.
Yeah, there's a volume wheel.
Can you hear now?
No.
It goes the other way,
Can't
man.
hear. Oh, you know what? Is it this?
Is it better? Did you break it?
That's what I just
What
got.
if I take this out? Can you hear now?
Nope.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Nope.
Can you hear?
No,
Can you
now
hear?
I can hear.
Now you can.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can't plug the USB in because
Can you
that's.
hear now?
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, this was
Oh,
the other
turned it-
way.
Turned it down.
okay.
This is the most interesting episode we've
Well,
ever done.
It only takes half an hour to get the technical aspects set up. Now he's making noises on
Can I like? Oh.
See, now you can hear the stupid shit when you're tapping on the fucking microphone. And it's not all that great.
Is this thing on?
Alright, anyways, welcome to Sequel Podcast. I've got Corey, Easley,
Alejandro Rangel.
and me, Matt
Did you
Bonta.
did you forget his name, or you just can't pronounce it?
Well, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't
I
care.
mean, I could be all American about it and be like, I got Alejandro.
You got Alexandro.
Yeah. No, honestly, some people have an issue with it, like with their names, with their accents and stuff. Honestly, I don't really care. At work, I have like different names. Like,
Everyone calls him something different.
yeah.
How the fuck do you know who's talking to you?
I know-
Or
because
if
they're
someone's
looking at
talking
him.
to you.
Because they're
I
looking
just don't
at
go
him.
by Alex for the most part at that warehouse.
There's like 4 other Alexes.
Yeah, it's like
That's
ridiculous.
probably that probably makes sense then.
But I mean, some people call me Ali or
Well, that's what
Ali.
you said you want to be called.
yeah, I mean, because it's fine. Because
Falcon.
yeah,
Falcon.
or
Punch.
Ali. Some people call me Ali or Ollie.
Ollie? Who calls
Yeah.
you that?
Roger.
The f-
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
You
I
gotta
want to
just
tell
do
I
it.
want to tell that story, by the way.
No,
We're gonna
I'll be
tell-
here as a witness.
We're gonna tell not that story, not the one that you got today.
What today? That one was pretty
No, I'm
interesting.
talking about
I mean, which story?
the one that I made up about Ashley. No,
With
this-
Roger?
Yeah, with Roger. This is a genius story.
I didn't even
right
remember
there.
it, to be honest. And,
Well, here we go. We're gonna.
well, fortunately, I forgot.
This
but-
is the good stuff that we're getting to on this episode with Corey and Ali.
We get
Ali.
down
guys are just witnessing what's about to be the most disturbing thing ever.
So I came up with a scenario. So Ashley, she was one of the
One of
the
Ashley and
geishas.
Genesis.
Yeah, Ashley
Yeah.
and Genesis.
that's how I know them as a pair.
So Roger is this older gentleman.
I kind of guessed that
That
when
we
you guys
were
were talking about him.
He's a Vietnam vet, but he's a short, fucking haggard. Are you gonna get a picture? Are you friends with him on Facebook?
I am.
He's a short, older guy, glasses. He's a real short dude.
He's fairly short. Yeah.
Like, I mean, as far as Ashley and Roger go, height-wise, they'd be a perfect
Pretty
midget
close.
couple.
You used to be saying the same thing once I showed you this picture.
So, like, he's like, what, is he 64?
He's fucking old.
He looks like one of the fucking the dudes from the Wizard of Oz,
Like one of the
like
munchkins.
one of the Munchkins. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Like,
That's
I
what
don't
it
make
looks
this
like.
shit up. Like,
So yeah, Roger, he likes to like. I guess he's just asks all the women out.
He looks like he likes to drink.
He's a drinker.
yeah, he is a drinker.
He likes his beer.
You know, he's one of those guys that's just like likes to let it all out and like.
He's
like, I'm about to have a beer after this. Like, fuck this.
and he's the worst joke maker too.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
like you know how we can kind of like joke amongst each other. He takes the joke too far, but like, you know, like the room
just
comes to a
it's like,
halt.
The joke's over.
Right,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we were having fun until you fucking said something serial killer stalker.
Jesus.
Um,
Help me.
But
Okay, so
anyway,
the
so
scenario.
he like, so
Oh, go
what he
ahead.
legit did was asked Ashley out like to take her to a steak dinner whenever she wants. You know what I mean?
She's with somebody, right? Or no?
Not with Roger. Let's just say that.
Well, we know he's
She's
not with
Roger. Well, at the
Okay.
time, she might have had a boyfriend.
Okay, because I thought earlier when we were working with her, she did have a boyfriend.
I don't think she had a boyfriend at that time, and it certainly wasn't Derek. And that's a big joke
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Which
'Cause
is what
Derek's-
Derek would have liked.
Oh, Derek would have fucking loved that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's funny because
We made fun of him the entire shoot for being
But-
in love with Ashley and Genesis both.
Oh yeah, that's a funny thing. 'cause,
That's
like,
Derek.
It wasn't even anyone direct, right? It was like one or the other.
It was like, yeah, you did have to pick one. Just one or the other.
so
All I really want is girls.
fuck Beastie Boys. So he told her like, hey, you know, whenever you want to go on a steak dinner, just let me know. So
Straight up just was
Just
like,
straight
hey,
up.
you want to go out?
Apparently.
Like if I were to
And
be like, hey, you want
think
to go get a
he
beer?
said the same thing to no, it wasn't that innocent.
It was, okay. It was like, so.
It was like he was making future plans.
Right.
A lot like the future plans that I made up on the spot when I was talking to Ale over here.
Meh.
About?
So like I was like, okay, so like scenario, what if like for some reason Ashley was like, okay, you know, I'm hungry.
I'm broke.
Yeah, I'm broke. A steak dinner.
Broke, yeah.
A steak dinner wouldn't
That's
be
the
that
key
bad.
word, broke.
Broke. So it's like, okay, Roger will fucking take me out for a steak dinner. You know, it's like I'm not gonna entertain
It's
him
not
or
McDonald's or
lead him
anything.
on in any way. So they go and they have like they go out and everything like that. It's like nice and everything. And what?
He actually like cleans up. You know, he actually takes a
cleans
shower.
up, yeah, he takes a
Right.
shower,
Good.
cleans up.
That's a good start.
And like, what if during the course of this dinner they like hit it off? You know what I
And
mean?
it turns out that they're like a match made in heaven.
And their eyes lock. You know, it's one of those.
Me too. Like, are you serious? You know, I'm over here like.
Like I keep going and going, and he's like, you know, okay, that's enough. You know, and suddenly, what?
They're married and she has grandchildren
Right,
that are older
that-
than
no,
she
That's
is.
where it went. That's where it went.
That,
That's
yeah,
exactly
like
where
she
it went.
fucking, she
That's
get,
exactly
you know,
where
they
it
get, she gets pregnant, and suddenly she's got these kids.
Look like Roger.
Little Roger kid, and like in another 20 years they start working at JCPenney's with Ashley still working there. And she's still not even as old as Roger
By then,
is now.
Roger's dead and she's taken over his estate.
You gotta take
His estate, yeah.
His estate, his
His legacy.
his legacy, his one-bedroom apartment. Or
Because
does he
she's
have a
only,
trailer?
she's 20 now.
Jeez.
So like if she, you know,
If
this
she was
happens
40,
now.
Roger would be 80.
Right, so in like another 18 years after the kids turned 18, the kid starts working at JCPenney's, taking over the legacy of BRC that Roger is.
Oh yeah, I'm a step 6. All right.
And you know, that's the way it goes. A lot of people at JCPenney's are like parents and children.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how does JCP work with the nepotism thing? Do they even deal with it? Or they don't
The
care?
only thing is like a supervisor
So you can't have your own kids or people you,
working under you,
family,
but you can't
or
work together.
boyfriends, girlfriends under your
I
charge.
think boyfriend girlfriends is not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, as long as you don't put it out there.
Yeah, like
Because
you're
I mean,
not-
you could easily just say like, "Oh, we're not
Yeah, we're
dating," but you
friends.
guys are actually dating.
Yeah.
Right.
But when it comes to like a couple, married couple, we have a lot of married couples actually.
Yeah.
Did they like work together?
They work in the same department, but they try their best to keep them away, like separate.
Right.
Because a lot of times when one person calls in, it's almost guaranteed the other person calls in.
Right.
So they would kind of keep them separated so that you don't lose two people on one section.
Sure.
So it's one person on each section.
That makes perfect sense, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there are a lot of couples that work there.
Married couples though, for the most part. It's what I've noticed.
Well, Wes and Martina now.
Yeah. Miguel and Amy.
Miguel and Amy. Junior and Lisette.
Yeah.
We're just talking about everyone that works at JCPenney's. Is that it?
Oops. It used to be Francisco and what was her name? Myra?
Yeah.
Yeah, Francisco. He was such a character.
He fucking. There was a fucking A-class character.
Well, Juliana and Omar. But we went to like second shift.
Yeah. So I guess there are a lot of couples, and then there are a lot of like kids and their parents.
Yeah.
That's a trip. I don't think I would want to work with my parents.
I worked with my dad before, like construction. But I mean, it's different.
Working with your dad is different.
It was so like cool.
But didn't you go to school with your dad?
When you're no, I did not.
No, because his dad teaches at.
We're in the same. Oh yeah, he did teach at my school, but not in my program.
They didn't go to school as students together. Freshman and senior.
I thought you were making the Jeff Foxworthy joke.
Is there a Jeff Foxworthy?
If your dad walks you to school because you're in the same grade,
he might be a redneck.
He might be a redneck.
Jesus help me.
So he didn't teach you at the
No, he didn't. He didn't
College
teach
of Northern Nevada
in my program. I was in a different program than he teaches. So.
But you got free schooling?
Until he got fired.
But now he works there again.
Now he works there again. Right after I graduated, like a month after. I was pissed.
Not the first time he's fucked you over. We're still waiting on that Alien podcast.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen maybe one of these days.
Podcast. What?
Alien podcast.
Like we were going to watch Alien.
And do a commentary. And then it was supposed to happen, and it totally didn't happen.
Because of him.
Because of him.
That motherfucker. So
gay fags. Gay fags.
Gay fags. Daryl Easley.
Daryl Easley. Hashtag gay fags.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry. What else did I want to talk about? There was something else I wanted to talk about. I wanted to tell that story.
That was pretty good.
I like that story.
And we talked about like someone else afterwards. After that story.
Oh yeah, well I mean, we don't need to go into that here. I've got no problem talking shit about Ashley, but like I'm not like. No one needs to know. I'm not like good friends with the other person that Roger was fucking trying to. He's trying to dip his fingers in all the fucking puddings at work.
You know, I'll dip his fingers in all the puddings.
All the puddings. What's the term?
What is the plural of pudding?
Pudding. No.
I'm going to have a cup of pudding, or I will have many cups of pudding.
There any fucking pudding?
No, what's the term where they're like, oh, you know, you got your hands in too many
puddings.
Sauces? I don't know, but that's Roger.
Is there a saying?
I don't know. There's a saying.
I can't think of it though.
You dipped your fingers in too many
puddings.
You know, it's like you're like something like that.
Hashtag too many salsas, too many sauces, and too many puddings.
Too many puddings. Hashtag Roger.
Hashtag
Roger just walks into JCPenney. No,
he puts his thing down.
No, and he's just like, a pudding, like, fuck.
My kingdom for a pudding.
Did you hear Miguel's story about Roger?
Was it like, did it actually happen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then it wasn't like made up like yours?
No.
Okay.
Like he was talking to a chick from packing, and Miguel, like, I don't know, needed his help or needed to shoo him away or get him somewhere, and fucking.
Wait. Who needed help?
I don't remember what the situation was, but like Miguel started talking to Roger for one reason or another, whether it was just bullshit or to go over some kind of work thing. Essentially ending the conversation that he was having with this chick from packing.
Oh, I think I know who it might be. Was it because they were on the same team, like the space team?
I don't remember. No, I don't know. Like, I mean, they've sent a lot of Packers over the period of time.
Good, you know they always.
Does JCPenney sell fudge?
Yeah, fudge Packers.
Sorry, that was very pedestrian, wasn't it?
But anyways, after she'd gone away and everything like that, he was like, "Why are you trying to cock block me?" Roger said that to fucking Miguel.
Why are you trying to cock block me, bro?
Like he was gonna fucking get some. This guy, man.
They did, you know, like old guys are like that though, dude. They think that because I have some older friends that are in their like late 40s, early 50s, just because of the industry I worked in automotive. So a lot of guys that I knew were old, and they like have this thing where they think they have a shot. Like they're dead serious. They think that, you know, hey, they're just gonna lay down that charm, you know.
Just lay it down right there.
One of my buddies told me he was in the Walmart. I'm not gonna name names, but he's in the Walmart and he sees this tight little young girl. You know, she's probably early 20s.
Sure.
He's 50.
Jesus.
Okay, and she's tight. She looks good. Nice little jeans, low cut shirt, nice pair of titties, and he's like staring at her titties, you know. And she looks over at him and smiles and like busts him staring at her titties, and he don't even look up. He's just like, and he just like, I forget what he said. He told me. He said he's something like thank you. Like he thanked her in the parking lot for having nice titties. And she was like, like waved at him, and then that was it. But it's like, I don't know. Maybe you get to a certain age where you like, fuck it. Like maybe. I might as well say some off ass shit. Right. Because
but he talks about like having this chick that he's in a relationship with, and then he's got one in California that he's trying to swap out. You think he's bullshitting?
No, he's got to be full of shit, dude.
No, yeah.
Did he ever get a hold of said person earlier today?
Yeah. There's the ending to the story.
Okay.
No.
All right.
So he was walking around looking for another person that he was going to ask out.
And I happened to be working like around the same area. Yes, at work this morning. And
who's his supervisor? I want to know. Not really.
Well, anyways, like, it's funny because like I usually see this guy working upstairs. He usually never helps out anywhere else. Let's be honest. Like,
he likes his spot.
He likes his spot a lot. Let's just say, and he has plenty of work because.
For the most part, he bitches about having to go to other spots, even to the other rollers.
The other rollers within the same area.
Like 2 feet away. 2 feet away.
I have to work Byron's roller. Like, what the fucking lazy fuck. You know, all these guys that have Friday, Saturday off. You know, Wednesday, Thursday, you just slack off. It's all right. Anyways, I'm just. You know, it's funny because he always does this thing where he's just like, I don't know if AG told you, but I don't know if you notice, we always see him like he either has a box or when he doesn't have a box, he's always just like, and like when he's like saying something, he's like,
just standing there.
Well, you know what? He's like breathes heavily. You can see it. He has a mustache, so I mean, you saw. He was like.
He has impossible.
Man, he stinks. I'm like, what, dude? Get the fuck away! Like, you talk to me
stinks. Does he stink like old man cologne or like he don't shower?
Both. I think it's like both.
No, he does. I think he does
like
have
Old Spice and Aqua Velva.
Aqua Velva. Took a bath in Aqua Velva.
Man, that's the shit my dad wears.
What's that from?
Pool Hall Junkies. A movie you guys have probably never seen. Very obscure.
It's not that obscure. I think it's on my list.
It should be on your list. It should be on everybody's fucking list. Because it's good.
So what's the ending of this story?
Oh, yeah. So, you know, I'm working here in a certain area downstairs, and I see Roger after the meeting, like, looking around, snooping. I'm like, what are you doing down here? Like, and he's like, oh, nothing. Have you seen so-and-so? Yeah, you got me there, don't worry.
Keeping the innocents
the innocent shall remain nameless.
There you go.
He's like, have you seen so-and-so? I'm like, there's another person that went by that name. I'm like,
really? We've got a lot of multiple named people, same names at work.
And I'm like, yeah, maybe she's working on that side. And then I said her last name. And he's like, no, not that one. I'm talking about no, he made it seem like, you know, whatever. I'm just like, oh, then who? Like, that's the only person that goes by that name that I know. And then he's like, oh, it's this chick.
White one.
Okay, yeah. Is that alright to say that?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Some white girl with
glasses.
Some glasses.
There's a lot of white girls with glasses at JCPenney's.
We just want to keep the anonymity up.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? now I know who you're talking about. You know,
she's off today.
Yeah. I'd be out for the rest of the time. Fuck. And like, oh, she's over there. Like, I swear I saw her working over there. And I'm just like, you know, honestly, I didn't care. Like, I didn't even ask, like, why are you looking for her? Like,
you didn't even think about it.
And then he's like, yeah, I was like, yeah, okay. Well, I'm trying to ask her out. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, shit, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, in my head, I'm like, you know, this guy's old. And then look at her, and she's not old like him.
She isn't.
I thought she was pretty young.
Right, she looks younger than she actually is.
And I'm like...
Something, the fucking description of her is
you know,
super specific.
You know, the only thing I said, I'm like, oh, cool. Let me know how it goes. Like, I want to know how it goes. Say that to him? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, yeah. Don't worry, I'll let you know. Then later on, yeah.
Mustache breath.
Yeah, motherfucker. And then, like, as I'm about to turn into the aisle, you know, he notices that where I directed him to go into that aisle that returns aisle. Yeah. He's like, turns around, he's like, hey, you lied to me. She's not here. And like, bro, like, she's working in this area. Like, I know, but she was there for a good amount of time.
He gets fucking indignant, like, real easy.
Like, you fucking lied to him. Like, oh, you made this up about her. She's not over there. It's like, fuck, dude. It's like, fuck, I told you last place I've seen her, not like I know exactly where the fuck she is.
Right. No, exactly. I seen her working, like, around that area, so... Like, hopefully you'll find her. I don't know. Like, fuck, I don't give a fuck. I just want to know how it goes.
Right?
And then later on that day, you know, I'm working on H, right? You know where he works on G?
Oh, did you go to H?
Yeah, I ended up going to H.
Oh, okay.
Because there was, like, not that much stuff downstairs. So I go up there, and then I'm working. I hear this guy complaining already, like, fuck, man.
Oh, you hear him all the way across the fucking...
yeah, no, yeah. You know what he's saying? He's like, oh, fucking Byron and Gabby, fucking... It's their Friday, so they can think that it's alright for them to slack off. And then he's like, no, yeah, he's just talking in the air, and he's like, it's alright.
Do you need to take this?
Nah, I'll text her right now.
Okay.
And so I'm like, fuck, like, let me just go over to him, like, you know, tell me what happened. I'm like, I want to know. And then he's just like, I was just like, oh, well, what's wrong, man? Why are you yelling? He's like, nah, man, you know, just like, you know, these guys are lazy and stuff, you know. I'm just... And then,
he's probably the hardest working guy in the whole warehouse, right?
You would think he was, the way he talks.
Well, he talks, yeah.
You know, I too work in a production type warehouse, not same kind of business, but we have lines and we have areas and shit like that. And everybody thinks that whoever's there when they're not there is a lazy piece of shit. And if it's first shift versus second shift's a piece of shit.
Second shift is a piece of shit.
But second
that's
shift,
what I do.
Second shift is a piece of shit.
In our area, second.
And you know,
sorry guys, if you guys hear this, if you guys get offended, just know that you guys are a piece of shit.
Yeah, like, fuck you.
You're one giant collective piece of shit.
Pretty much.
Like a fly swarming around.
But yeah, it's like that because we run 2 shifts at our place, and I hear everybody on first shift like, oh, fucking so and so from second shift, and they're fucking blah blah blah. and this cocksucker, he thinks that this place don't run unless he's here and all this stuff. And then I stay a little bit late sometimes. We're a little overtime, so I get to talk to the second shift guys, and the second shift guys are like, oh, fucking, they don't do it about my area because I'm standing there.
Right.
But they probably do when I leave.
I know, it's like, man, that fucking lazy
that fat cocksucker, that motherfucker, you know, he don't get shit done around here, you know. Fucking, I come in here and I do twice as much work as that motherfucker, and he never does shit.
He's like, oh, like, why are you staying for overtime just to, like, fucking
do nothing? Yeah.
Shit.
Just stay extra and do nothing?
Dude, it's funny because people who stay, like, an hour after, because our scheduled overtime right now is only 9 hours, so it's 5 to 2:30. And if you can volunteer up to 10 hours if you want, but so if you stay the 10 hours, you get an extra 15-minute break at the end of the day. So everybody else gets off at 2:30. That's the end of the day. And then at 2:40, you get your 15. And then you get off at 3:30.
Right.
So 2:40 to
3 o'clock.
To yeah, like it's supposed to be like 55, 3 o'clock, whatever.
Right.
But they usually stretch it out from 40 to to 3.
It's okay.
To 3. And then they come in, they mosey on back to their station. And by like 3:15, they're finally back to work again. And then
it's time to clean up and get ready, go to the bathroom,
and you need 15 minutes to clean up your station,
Absolutely,
right?
Dude.
Yeah.
See, I like staying late because I don't have to clean my shit up. Because if I work till 3:30, I just work till 3:30. Because second shift's already there. It's like, I'm not going to fucking like sweep this place and take out the garbage and shit. You motherfuckers are already working. Yeah.
Not that we don't sweep.
You're supposed to 15 minutes before the end of your shift, you're supposed to
The only times we sweep is when we have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But we don't sweep before we leave.
We never have nothing to do.
Well,
Not necessarily.
Almost never. But still. And then on Fridays is our deep cleaning day. They want us to take the last half hour of the day. The last half hour of production, that makes no fucking sense to me. To get in those places where we don't normally clean.
Even
wipe
though
down the benches and
that's
shelves
another
and
thing
shit.
that I
It's
don't
like,
fucking get at our place when they're like, "Oh, we got visitors coming,"
Fuck those visitors. Those guys don't even like pay
and
attention to this shit.
they want us to clean areas that people are working through. It's just gonna get dirty again. Like as soon as you're done, because we drop our fucking papers up and down aisles.
Messy bastards.
It's like you're having us fucking.
This is a production facility. It's not a fucking showroom.
Exactly.
That's what I try to get people to understand.
We are working when they're coming through.
Yeah. And I would rather see, not a big mess, kind of a tidy mess though, and see people hauling ass and making me money. You know what I mean? If I'm visiting a facility because I have an investment in that facility.
It's not like there's a soda can tipped over or something.
Yeah, if you're shipping my product, I want to know you guys are fucking moving my product.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to mention. Like,
fill the orders.
If it's dirty, it's just because, these guys are working. You can see that they're working.
Yeah, they don't come through with a white glove on fucking checking to make sure there's not dust on the fucking thing.
That's so stupid.
When you're working like a dirty job, you're working when you have
your hands are black. So how does this story end?
And he's like telling me like, man, these guys are lazy. Fuck, right into the day. Well, I got turned down today, by the way. I'm just like, oh man. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, no shit, bro. Like, come on, let's be realistic here. Unless she's like into that shit.
I don't know. Some chicks are into old dudes.
Yeah, but it's not like. No. There's chicks that are into old dudes and they don't know who they are. But he's working at Penny's.
That's true. He's hitting on he's pissing in his own pool. Like he needs to go out and pick up chicks that are into old dudes.
Right.
Not try to pick up chicks at work.
Because they know that he don't got no money.
Exactly. Because he works at JCPenney, bro.
Suppose step 6 is here, so it's like we're making the same.
Right.
I'm assuming she's probably a step 6.
I'm not sure. I don't know much about the downstairs people.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Well, and I'm like, oh man, what happened? Like, he's like, yeah, I just came up to her. Oh, it's just assuming, I feel bad for this lady because like, it's just like this guy knowing who he is. I'm just like, fuck.
Would you feel bad for her?
For her, for like that moment, in that situation, I'm like, fuck, man, and like you're in the aisle, and this guy is like there with his.
And he comes up and he's like.
I'm just wondering.
Oh my god.
I'm just wondering.
Can you imagine?
I'm saying, and it did happen, unfortunately, and so like, he was just telling me like what was going on. He comes up to her, he's like, hey, I was just wondering that to see, I want to get to know you better.
He said that?
Yeah, on another level.
Oh fuck!
I'm just like, right there.
That's never a good thing to say.
Never good, level. Like, what the fuck is this guy trying to say? Like I'm trying to get to know you, but on another level.
Oh my god!
That right there,
So, motherfucker, you don't know me on this level.
How dare you get close to me and tell me you want to get to know me on another level? Like,
that's strange.
It's strange, and then
that's a weird ass pickup line.
And what? And can you guys just can you guess what she said?
He told you exactly what she said?
Yeah. Can you guys kind of... what was her response?
I would say between the textbook, I don't think that's appropriate talk for work.
Or I don't feel that way about you.
I don't think so.
She just simply said, I'm sorry, I already have a boyfriend.
Oh, she said that?
I whipped at the boyfriend line.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I mean,
that's a perfect
she's not good. Yeah, I mean...
And regardless of whether she is or not,
Right.
That's a good defense.
It is.
One way or the other.
It's the easy letdown.
Exactly. Because then you're like, oh, well, duh.
Oh, yeah, and then afterwards,
like,
he's just like, yeah, exactly, and he's just like, well, just letting you know, I'm really interested in you. I'm just
like just in case that other bro don't work out, you can pick me up.
Pick me up cheap on the
pick
end.
me up cheap on the side.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, dude.
I think he was gonna take her to steak dinner too.
Well, see, he's got a buddy that like runs the Outback.
So he gets like a discount.
I think so.
Probably like a voucher, maybe.
He gets the fucking
he's like,
senior discount.
He's like, hey, bro, I got this chick lined up. Let me use your employee meal one time.
Just real quick. If you have the manager's like meal too. Oh, man, just. I was talking to the Trouble Runner on Jibo.
Oh, well, you can say her name.
Oh, okay. Just make it cool, dude.
Yeah, no.
I was talking to Maria about the situation. And I mean, Maria is someone that has to work with him every single day. They have the same days off.
Like directly work with him?
Right.
Yeah, like around, because she's like, she runs the computer.
Right. She's like the crew lead on that side. So she works directly with the 3 or 4 people that work on that belt.
So like whichever trouble they have with the box or whatever location.
Super unfortunate.
Right.
She's like, she's the one who runs that. And she's always telling me like
she's got fucking shit.
Like
they're always talking. I always see them fucking.
But yeah, right after she leaves, right after she leaves, she just looks at me. Well, I have to ask her a question too, but I'm just talking. Because honestly, like, there's a bunch of people that have to ask the same position, but I feel like not a lot of people know like as much as she does. I just feel more comfortable asking about her questions. So I literally, if I'm downstairs, I'll go up to her and ask her. And then,
well, there are some people, regardless of how much they know, that are less approachable than others.
Yeah, and me and her just...
There's some real fucking assholes in the same position that I would never go to.
Like, come on. Like, if you had a question, and only a trouble runner can like, answer it for you, who are you going to go to, Maria or Terry?
Maria.
Exactly, like, fuck.
Fortunately, I'm trained in these.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I can't even ask you, but you're always around somewhere. I know Maria's always on G.
I'm always, like, picking top fucking across the building.
Yeah, and then, like, she just turns to me, like, he's still there, and she's just like, this nigga smells. And, like, not to be fucked up, she kind of tells me in Spanish, she's like, oh, like, ¿qué pasó? Like, what do you need?
Oh, while he's there?
Yeah. Like, that's kind of how we do, we kind of talk in Spanish, We're like, oh, like, what's going on? ¿Qué pasó? And then she just looks at me, she's like... and I'm just like, I know. I'm just like, I know. Like,
making the stinky hand signals for those who can't see what LA is
doing. What's the code word in Spanish for just stinky motherfucker?
Este güey huele.
Huele?
Like, this food stinks. Like, este güey huele.
Huele?
Yeah. And I'm just like, I know, man. Like, I mean, he's a cool guy. Like,
he is. He's a nice guy.
For the most part.
But he can be a little bit much at times. No. Not like that. No, he is a nice guy. He's the guy that helped me with the car when you took off to Disneyland.
Don't make this about me.
When you went off to fucking Disneyland.
Yeah, when I went on the one vacation I've taken.
And you put a broken fucking power steering pump into my car.
That I bought from the store that was supposed to be a good one.
You never gave me my money back.
I have your money in my account and I will get it for you.
Okay.
I'd rather owe it to you than fuck you out of it. How's that? It's not like I'm not going to give it to you.
I know, but I forgot.
What so did I. That's why I didn't bring it with
me. The fucking battery. The battery situation on the motorcycle.
I have a question for you. Do you have Black Patrick's phone number?
I do not.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give it to you so you can call him and text him. Or you can ask him about it on Friday.
Oh, am I going to see him on Friday?
Maybe.
Did you tell him that I paid for the battery in his motorcycle?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say?
He said, oh, well, I'll get that back to him.
Okay.
And then I asked him several times. He's like, hey, bro, Matt's asking me to get the money for the battery. And he's like, oh, yeah, fuck. He's like, tell that motherfucker to call me or text me or whatever. He's got my number, he said.
Oh, I don't have his number.
You should.
I don't think I have his number.
You should.
The only way we ever contacted each other was like on Facebook.
Yeah. Regardless. I'll get it for you.
But I blocked that guy on Facebook.
What guy?
Black Patrick.
You blocked him?
Yeah.
It was because of all of his liberal postings?
Well, I did this a long time ago, so it wasn't anything recently. But yeah, it was his postings I didn't feel like seeing.
Yeah.
So I just blocked them.
Some people I do that with. Like, I just don't want to see their shit. It's like, nah. No thanks.
Unfortunately, honestly, I don't even care. I just put up with it.
You just put up with it.
You just want to know what's up, huh?
Yeah.
Like, you're one of those guys, like, I usually don't
Well,
block
there are people
unless,
who overpost.
Yeah. Like,
I
if
used
they're...
to post a lot and someone told me I did. Now I don't anymore.
No, I barely see you now. Like, there's other people that share like constantly.
Well, because there are
like
people...
my sister's one of them. I'm just like, shut the fuck up.
You know, here's an idea for the Facebook developers that aren't listening.
That aren't listening.
I think they should have like a slider bar, like a volume knob on your friends list, and you can turn up their content or turn it down.
They kind of do. They kind of do. If you go and you put hide post, they'll ask you if you want to see less from this person.
Okay, well they should make it more visual.
They should make it like more less complex. 'Cause, like, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, they're.
I usually just block like postings altogether.
I'm on the verge of fucking.
Just deleting your Facebook?
No, I was like, I really
It's like,
would
turn it
like
off?
to. I would really like to.
Why don't you?
Because things like this, like
That's true.
No, honestly, I like having mine, man. Like when my phone's broken or like something, like I can like message or even call people on there.
Right.
And like I have friends that like they haven't like don't live in Reno, but I really don't know their phone number. But hey, I could just message them on Facebook. Then like I could just get my news feed, like I was saying, like sports wise.
See, I like. There are some interesting things on there,
Like,
but you've got to
bro,
fucking sort through the garbage.
Like literally, like. If
Here,
you just,
I got a question for you.
Alright.
Did your old lady listen to the last podcast you were on?
I was letting her know about it, but she didn't listen to it.
Maybe she'll listen to this one.
Possibly.
Maybe.
She'll be like, why don't you tell me about this Roger character some more?
Like, this guy's a fucking psycho.
It's a fucking dude.
Yeah, but like literally, like my girl, I tell her like honestly, like you know, some people I don't know, like some people are just like kind of worried when like the girl goes through like their phone. Honestly, I'm not, cause like I literally tell her, look, my shit's about like literally like soccer, like or some like people posting up like stupid shit, but they look soccer, a little bit more like cars, whatever. That kind of that
Batman.
Batman.
An ad. I think we all get
basketball.
Those ads.
Right, for the most part, like this.
That was another
too.
person that I fucking stopped looking at her shit. She posted way too much shit.
Yeah,
too,
she does. It's not even like it is not even
No.
like her stuff. It's more like if you
It's
notice,
the business
yeah,
stuff.
it's yeah.
And so I don't want to see that. Not interested. Fucking
Dude, like this Mexican soccer player with like Trump. You can only imagine what it's just about, like. But
it says fight. So now what?
Radio silence.
Radio silence. Do I any more interesting stories? Because this does not qualify for a full episode.
This does not qualify for a full episode.
No.
I don't know. What is there to talk about?
I don't have shit to bitch about work, except that, you know.
Well, I've got my anniversary coming up tomorrow.
Nice.
Corey says he'll be there.
I will be there. At
Elaine
least
may
for
or
a
may
time.
not be there. You
Depending
can bring
on
your old lady to come bowling and meet your friends.
yeah. She'd be
Your
like,
white,
"Fuck."
your white friends.
I know she like it's so weird for her. She's
They
like
have
for
white
real.
friends.
She's like, you have white friends.
Yeah, but see, most of my friends are
Where did you
Mexican.
Yeah.
And then Corey.
I know there's me. I'm the white friend. Me and Dakota.
Fuck.
Would you consider yourself as a minority?
He's brown.
You're brown.
I am. I'm red.
You're red.
I'm red.
That's right. All my friends are brown and red.
What's that? Is that Tenacious D?
No.
Did you make that up?
No. I don't remember the name of the song. I don't have my
That's
phone.
the actual thing.
But anyways, yeah, Roger.
All my friends are Indian.
Did you make that one up?
No, that's the same song.
Same song.
So,
So now what? Did we just run out of content?
no.
What do we got coming
what's
up?
coming? I was gonna say what's
What's coming
coming.
up?
What's
What's
coming
coming
out?
up, man?
Not
'Cause-
just, I'm sick and tired of this like cold weather. I don't know if you guys like cold weather,
No,
but I'm done.
I say
I'm
fuck
done.
the cold weather. You don't have to shovel sunshine off the fucking driveway. That's what I'm talking
Like,
about.
I think I can do with the cold, but like it's like snowing every fucking day. Like shit.
Is it done?
It's like I don't know.
Is
Like
it done?
some people like don't have like the cars made to like drive in the snow. Like thank God I bought one. I bought a car that's like made for the snow, but like, some people don't. You know.
Some people are stupid though. Like I drive a little piece of shit Neon, and I don't get stuck. And I don't have.
It's
I
real-
don't.
is
I
it
don't
rear
have.
wheel?
No, it's front drive.
Front drive.
And I don't have snow tires. I don't have chains. I just
Yeah,
roll.
no,
Yeah, you're
Okay.
the same way. Same kind of car, like similar design. And it's like if you're not a fucking idiot, and
know
you
how to
just
drive.
pay attention and drive, you'll be fine. And you don't put yourself in situations where your car won't be able to handle it.
No, yeah, like there's been times where I even took my dad to like Silverado, big truck,
Right.
nice tires for the snow,
4-wheel drive.
and like 4-wheel drive, yeah, that's for sure. And I'm like I'm on the freeway and I'm chilling, like I don't need to go fast. I feel like if I do, I'm gonna fuck up. Like that's just my like conscience, like saying like you have no like
There's no reason to go fast.
no need, no reason to go fast. If you're late, like supervisors know. You know,
Exactly. They're like, hey, we know the weather's shitty. Fuck it. It's cool. You're here. Done.
and like
Go to
you know,
work.
and I'm like I'm on the right lane just chilling, and then out of nowhere just zoom by this guy like cutting people like
someone who clearly probably does not have 4-wheel drive.
probably.
So-
Or
Somebody-
maybe they do have 4-wheel drive, but you know what? Those are the motherfuckers you see in the ditch.
And it's
Flipped
true, like
over.
it's true. Like I see trucks like on the ditch. I'm like, what the
Well,
fuck?
4
Like,
wheels can slip in the snow just like 2 wheels.
You know?
and they can. It's just like there's ice.
Yeah.
Like fuck, man. Like can we all just chill out? Like how is it that like 2 years ago when I still had my Mustang, like after work, it was snowing. It was crazy. I made it home. Like I made it home late, but I made it home. I took
You got there.
the back streets, yeah. And for some reason, like there's these cars on a ditch, possibly like front wheel drive, possibly all wheel drive. But now how is it that mine's like made it home safe? And mine's
Dude,
rear wheel drive,
When, when we got out of high school, I had a Camaro. It's like, it's not the car, man. I mean, the tires make a little bit of a difference. Like if you have like some straight up street tires or like Z-rated shit, like on a sports car that handles good and dry pavement, those are gonna fucking blow ass in the snow. But if you had something with a little bit of tread to it, and you use your fucking head, you can drive anything in the fucking snow. I don't care what people say. Sometimes a little bit of ground clearance helps, but you don't even need that.
Okay, here. I know what I'm going to ask. You. So when you got married...
Oh, boy.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
this is
we were
good.
talking about
I was actually thinking about since you mentioned that about coming over to the podcast. I was just thinking about what if we just fucking talk about this shit. We were talking about earlier.
So when you got married, you're married right now.
Oh, I really hope my girlfriend doesn't listen to this one.
When I got married,
You're an innocent.
innocent bystander.
How did you go about paying for your wedding?
Well, we both
What kind
had-
of wedding did you have?
So we had our wedding was in our backyard at our house,
The current house you're in.
the house that I live in now. Yeah. So what we did was we bought the house. We had gotten
So
in,
you bought
okay,
a house before you
so
were
we
getting married.
we got engaged.
She
when
wasn't
we were
pregnant
renting.
yet?
No, fuck no.
Don't
we were
fucking
together.
make that face too.
Oh man, I can't wait for all of this stuff
So-
later on.
So we got engaged when we were still renting,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're like, okay,
An apartment.
no, we were renting a house.
Okay.
From her parents actually, but we were paying rent and shit, so
You
it
couldn't
was
just buy
legit.
that house.
We didn't want to. It wasn't big enough.
Okay.
Which now we wish we would have bought that house because it's smaller.
Shit.
You never know what you want until you have what you don't want.
Right.
So anyways, we got engaged, and then we decided, well, we're engaged now. We should buy a house before we have kids and blah blah blah, all that shit.
Right.
So we bought the house, and we're like, okay, the wedding is like, because we bought the house in March.
Okay. So now, okay. So
And
you
we
were
had
you said you were engaged before buying the house.
Yeah,
So the ring.
the ring.
So you bought an engagement ring.
Yes.
For her.
Yes, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
It was inexpensive. Let's put it that way.
All right.
I didn't make a lot of money, and she wasn't really making a whole lot of money, but she was making way better
Well,
money
was
than
the
I
ring
was.
important?
Sure.
Was the cost of the ring important?
I don't think it was important to her.
Okay.
She tells me that it wasn't. So either she's pats my ego a little bit or not.
She's like, size doesn't matter, Corey.
Yeah. I've been hearing that all my life. So we bought the house.
The ring's out of the way.
I had the ring, obviously, when we got engaged before we bought the house.
I was going to say, engagement to getting married, how long?
Shit, we got engaged in... She would probably know exactly.
Radio silence.
But I'm going to say it was probably like
6 months,
December, January.
Okay.
When we got engaged.
Okay.
We bought the house in March.
All right.
And we got married in August.
Okay. So
that year.
Like an 8-month engagement with a house being bought.
But we had also lived together for the previous 2-ish years.
We're trying to build up a cost thing, who's paying for what and how was this made possible with as little hassle as there is.
So basically,
I've got a different experience. He's putting together things in his own head.
Yeah. So the way we did it, we lived together already. We bought a house already because we were like, it doesn't matter if we're married, we buy a fucking house. That's as much of a legal contract as getting married.
Sure.
You know, you're stuck with that person, or at least with that mortgage, if you buy that house. You know, and you're both responsible for it.
Right.
So for the most part, you guys were already dealing with like things financially together.
You were basically married anyways.
The 6 months leading up to
lives.
The 6 months leading up to buying the house, we had combined our bank accounts and started like paying the bills together. Because when we first got together, it was like, all right, give me your rent money, Okay, I'm going to pay this bill, you're going to pay that bill. We had our cell phones were separate. We divided everything out relatively evenly. And then, you know, whoever had money left over would buy groceries and shit. Sure. But, you know, when we decided, we're like, fuck it, we're going to buy a house, we might as well put our checking accounts together. So we did that. And really, I mean, all your money kind of goes in the same pot at that point. And I know some people have different school of thought on how to handle your financials as a married couple. I am a lazy bastard, which everybody knows. So I don't like like paying bills. I don't like. Nobody likes paying bills, but I like less, even more, sitting down and having to physically go through and spend the money and go through and pay for the bills. But so she does that, but she's got everything on a schedule, and she knows when the budget and all this stuff. So she's good at it. I'm not. I was barely good at it when I had to pay my own fucking bills. Like, they barely got paid anyway. So, like I said, all of her money went into one pot, and it was like, okay, we're having the wedding at the house, because you can spend, I mean, some people will spend 20, 50 grand on a fucking wedding.
50 grand?
Blows me away, dude. Like, my I'm not looking at you. I'm just saying, my mom works with a gal whose daughter just got married, and they gave her, they're a Mexican family, and they gave her.
So the bride's family paid for this wedding.
Probably, yeah. But they gave her and her husband,
the bride,
like $20,000+. $20,000, dude, for the fucking wedding. Just for a wedding, dude. Like, imagine you know what I do? You know what I do with $20,000? I pay off all my shit. I put a fatty down payment on a fucking house and buy a car.
Absolutely.
Because you got room for all of that with $25,000.
No, but you're only gonna spend it on one day.
You're gonna spend it on a party.
Absolutely.
Your parents spend their entire time.
There's a bigger picture that we're looking at now. You know, once you think about it, you know,
one fucking day.
We probably spent.
You see, that was the thing. Like, I was telling you, like, how much Rose spent on her basically her wedding dress.
Right.
And what my justification was like, well, it's not like it's a white wedding dress. What it is a costume that can be used for other functions, like cosplaying at cons, Halloween, different things. So it's not like, oh, you're going to wear a wedding dress once.
Which usually...
One time.
But usually that's the case.
Right. And, maybe a couple $100 at best to rent a tux, let alone buying one. That you're going to rent. What's that?
Buy one? What the fuck are you going to buy it for?
Right.
Unless you go to black tie stuff all the time and you need a tux.
Absolutely.
Probably not.
And what you want to wear sounds like a one-time occasion.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to own it. Like,
right.
I would just want to wear it for one night and like, all right, you can take it back.
Right,
like,
so that's...
Yeah, rent it.
That's bye-bye money.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be better just to just rent that
so essentially, on this one day that's going to be a lot of money, the thing that's going to be the most, the best thing that you're going to put your money in would be the person you are paying to videotape and
spend money
chronicle.
Spend money on the photographer. I spent I want to say almost $3,000 on a photographer.
Oh, damn.
Because that way it's not like, oh, it's just one day. Well, now you've got that one day chronicled so that you can look back on it.
And I could show you my wedding pictures. Now, granted, I almost wouldn't recommend this chick because she was flaky as fuck and she's hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But her photography is fucking phenomenal. Like, nice. I could show it to you, and it, like...
Photographer was how much, if you don't mind?
Almost $3.
Almost $3,000?
Yeah. With everything. But we got the...
And of course, the venue,
we got the
you didn't
digital,
have to pay anything for
and that was the idea behind that, but we still spent probably almost, I want to say over $15,000 altogether. But that cost...
To have it in your backyard.
That cost included... We built the deck that's at my house. We put in irrigation, grass.
Sure, the deck that's there forever. I don't know what grass you're talking about.
The grass isn't there anymore. I killed it when I hurt my back. I stopped taking care of the yard because I couldn't go out and push a lawnmower. So.
You got a bunch of dogs too.
Yeah, fucking the dogs destroyed it.
You don't have any female dogs, do you?
No.
Okay.
I'm ready to give the ones I got away.
Yeah. Congo.
Congo, here's your new house. Go with Uncle Matt.
No.
But no, we spent a lot of money, and I say quote unquote on the wedding, but it wasn't just money we spent on the wedding. It was money we spent getting the house ready and
invested into.
We bought the.
How many people?
How big
was this wedding?
We had. The original guest list. This is funny. We were like, oh, we just want to have a small wedding. We'll have it at the house. It'll be.
Oh, I know, and it
like
builds, dude.
Right?
It builds.
Well, we started talking about it when we were just engaged and we were still renting. We were like, we'll have a small wedding. We'll just have it. We buy the house. We'll make sure that
a couple friends, close
exactly
friends,
right. We'll just
20 people.
And we're thinking like, okay, maybe 20, 30, 50 on the high end, dude. We had almost 130, 150 people there.
Well, because suddenly people are like, oh, you're getting married? When's the wedding? It's like, oh, we gotta add this person to the list.
Well, and then you start
taking... They've got kids, they've got...
You got other people that probably want to come.
Cousin Erica.
Well, and
Who
then
the fuck is Cousin Erica?
You invite one person, and then you're like, well, fuck, this person knows this person, and they know we're getting married, so we have to fucking invite that person.
I know. Oh, my God.
So it blows up. The guest, and this fool's getting married soon, huh?
No, he's not getting married soon.
Not soon,
but like
you're
looking towards the future.
In the future, yeah.
Thinking about it.
No, it's just because, like, man, I really hope she doesn't hear this. But,
my girlfriend... I don't have to tag you in this.
No, you can... It's fine.
Okay,
it's fine.
Okay.
My girlfriend and I were just talking, and then out of the blue... It's because I recently just met her mother, and, like, it was cool and stuff, and she just, like... Her mother, at first... It's hard to deal with, but, I mean, eventually,
in-laws.
The in-laws are difficult to deal with no matter where you're from.
I mean, and her father for the most part, because they're, and the most part, she ended up, ended up like liking me. He's like, oh, you was a pretty cool guy,
The mom doesn't like you.
But the mom was just hard to deal with, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I did mess up here and there with like some stupid stuff, like just kind of showing up to her house late, bringing her back late and stuff, and
You're both adults.
Yeah, we're both adults, but I mean...
Old enough to drink.
Does she live with her mom, though?
Yeah, that's the deal. And then, and so, she was just... And as I got to meet her, I noticed that she was, likes to joke around and stuff. And she was serious, like, when she was like, oh, when you guys are about to get married and stuff, just to let you know that the groom's family pays for the wedding. I'm like...
Oh, she said that?
Yeah, like everything, and I'm like thinking to myself, like,
is she joking? Is she serious?
No, I was like, are you serious? Like, for real? And she's like, yeah, just like, and I'm just like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure my dad.
You're sweating.
I'm like sweating like the freaking rag. Last time I checked, like
I was telling
my
dad,
father
of the bride fucking pays for them.
Like shit, I'm just like fuck. Well, I was like, well, let me get back at you with that one. Later that week, I brought it up to my mother. I was like, Mom, who pays for the wedding? And then she just turns to me. She's like, well, here in America, just for you guys know, we're both Hispanic families.
Yeah.
Both parties.
Yeah.
She was just like, well, here in America, we the bride's family pays for the wedding.
Your mom's a conservative one, right?
She's no.
Weren't you telling me that
she is? But it's hard to tell sometimes, man. It's like she could be liberal, but at the same time, she's like
right, but
not all the way left.
She was right. You mean not all the way right? Oh, liberal, not all the way left. Okay, okay.
But at the same time, she's left, but she's probably like over here, like
right.
fuck. But
off center a little bit.
Yeah, and then she was like
here in America.
Yeah, it's like here in America.
In America.
Actually, yeah, this is my mother. This is my mother saying, like, here in America, the bride's family pays for the wedding. Tell her that. You know, she wants to be top notch.
So, did you guys pay for everything out of your own pocket, or did you get help?
So we kind of got some help, like her mom, which this is kind of a fucked up story. I'm not gonna tell it, but her mom ended up with some money.
Ended up with some money?
Her mom ended up with some money that was owed to her from a long time ago, and she had saved like this certain amount. Right, it was like $5,000 for Ashley to have when she moved out, decided to buy a house, whatever. So her mom gave us the $5,000, and that was going to be our
seed money.
Yeah, seed money for our down payment, so that we could actually buy the house. And then my dad paid for the food. No, he paid for the food and made it.
He was like Little Caesars.
No, we had good food.
Did he make the pizza?
We didn't have pizza. Fuckface.
Well, yeah, but he had the pizza shop.
That was after.
Oh, that was after.
No, maybe it wasn't. No, that was before.
You said he made the food?
Yeah, he catered my wedding.
In what way?
He
grilled up a bunch of hot dogs. Corey, how many hot dogs do I need to buy?
Well, let's see. We got 125 people here. Each person will probably eat at least 2. Figure on 3, plus corn on the cob and mashed potatoes. No. I'll be
in the grill over in the corner while you guys are fucking.
No, we did barbecue. We did like pulled
pork,
and brisket, and we had.
He made it.
He made everything
by himself.
Well, him and a couple of friends.
He was a main chef though.
He was the chef.
Head chef.
Yeah.
Head chef. Yeah.
So. Yeah. So he bought and paid for all the food, which was a lot of money.
Did your mom pay for anything?
She was a very willing participant in the helping with anything.
You need, just let me know.
Because my family generally doesn't have a lot of money.
Sure.
Especially my mom. And she's like, I don't have money to give you.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
She used to cry. Like, she's like, I can't give you any money, but I can't help you with your wedding. It's like, I wanted to do this and that, and I can't do it because I don't have the money. And it's like, Mom, you've done more, because ever since when we bought the house, there was like a lot of yard work to do to get ready for the grass and everything else and get everything cleared out and looking right. They were there every day after work, every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, out in the heat. I mean, summertime
your mom
heat.
And your stepdad.
My mom and my stepdad working in the yard, just fucking putting in the work. So I mean, they gave me more than money could have bought.
Right.
Like
it's the thought that counts.
Exactly. And I mean, they put in the physical effort where nobody else showed up.
Fuck, man, that means a lot. That, honestly,
so that was, to me, that was more valuable.
Did you ever fix the hole in the floor?
Hole in the floor?
Remember when we were filming fucking Street Toughs and you
slipped
off the bed?
Yeah. Well, my stepdad was gonna do the flooring, like right after we were done filming.
Right, they were working towards doing up the floor.
They had bought the tile and stuff, and they were getting ready to do everything. So he actually fixed the floor and pergola.
I keep forgetting. Like every time I see that scene when I'm looking at it, and I'm fiddling around with the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, fucking Corey put his foot through the floor when we were filming.
It was funny because I wasn't like jumping or anything. Like I stepped down off the bed, and it was like clink. Fuck. That wasn't the first time that ever happened either.
Oh shit.
It happened in the living room one time.
Oh, you
I punched a hole in the floor in the living room.
You punched a hole in the floor
with my foot.
Oh, you can't say punch.
Well,
you stepped the hole and stomped the hole.
No, I didn't mean to I didn't do it on purpose.
You're using punch in the general term as
punch is pretty aggressive.
Like hole punch.
Like
hole
punch.
Yeah. Okay, I gotcha. So have you learned
it's
anything
a white
about,
thing.
Have you learned anything about future prospects and paying for the wedding?
Shit, man.
So is the girlfriend also Hispanic or?
Yeah. I just mentioned while you were in the
bathroom. Sorry, I was taking a leak. I missed out on the whole fucking thing.
So probably 2 large Hispanic families.
Yes, 2.
Very many primos.
Yeah, a lot of cousins.
Tios and
tias.
Fuck, man. And then I was just telling her,
I forget the word for cousins.
Primo.
Yeah, primos.
Okay.
And then I was telling her the fucked up part is that we're so family oriented in our family that the way it goes is that my grandfather has a brother who is married to my grandmother's sister. So I don't know if that makes sense. My grandmother has a sister.
They're related. They're not related except by marriage.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I mean? So
Did they come from a small town?
Yeah, a village in Mexico.
That's what happens.
And it's crazy. So the way it's
so if me and my brother hook up with a pair of sisters.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Same kind of thing. And I was just telling you, some people aren't really close to their second cousins. Well, for the most part, we are.
You guys are close to your third, fourth cousins.
Shit. We talk to each other. So, I hear stories about people not even knowing who their second cousin is. I know for sure who's my second cousin. I speak to them. We communicate and stuff. So I'm just telling her, that just goes to show, how family oriented we are.
Well, my second cousins are the same age as me and my sister. So, and they were tight. They were like my dad and my uncle, or second uncle, or great uncle.
Is this your second cousin that's living with you? That's the first cousin.
No, that's my first cousin. But my second cousins and my dad and everything, the families are so close in age that everybody just kind of works. And it's okay, that's uncles and cousins and shit. We used to hang out a lot. So.
No, yeah, and I'm just fuck, man. I can't imagine the amount of people if we were to have a wedding. Not to say we won't. I'm just saying, if we were to have a marriage,
sure.
If we were to get married, if we were to have get married and stuff.
Well, look,
I can only imagine.
If you're in a relationship with someone you really, really like, you think about getting married. So
yeah, and
it's not out of the ballpark.
Yeah, hopefully she feels
about this, whether it's tomorrow or 10 years from now.
No, yeah, and I just want to let her know if she were to talk about it, just to just to imagine, fuck,
right.
Going to jail.
Things you have to think about.
You going to jail about for just thinking about a wedding if we were to get married and stuff. And I just hope she knows that I don't freak out about marriage or anything.
Right.
Because when it comes down to it, I don't like just being with someone and then.
Right, you're not a fucking casual sex kind of guy. You're a relationship kind of guy.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, and I'm old, 21. What's we're gonna be together, and what's gonna be next?
Say you're old.
Older than people in high school.
Absolutely.
Yes, you're definitely older than people in high school. But when you're dating and you're
Roger.
You're seeing somebody seriously in a relationship, that's what that's for. That's to lead towards getting married.
Even working up the question to talk to a chick and get her number and start dating, the goal in mind is a forever relationship. Right.
Yeah.
And the dating time period is to figure out how compatible the two of you are.
And that's what it should be.
No, yeah. We talk about later on having kids.
It's not I'm going to hook up with this chick, we're going to float around.
And there are people that are like that.
Absolutely, there are.
But
and people just freak out if they talk about either marriage or kids. I'm people will be asking why are you guys talking about that right now? And we're fuck, we're just talking about it. We're not necessarily
I tripped you up a little bit earlier today when I made that comment to Luis down the aisle.
Oh, what'd you say? I forgot.
Because he was you
getting married already?
Because he was talking about Roger, and I was like, Roger. And I was like, oh yeah, no, because when he did say that to you, and I was like, yeah, he's not like you, Luis.
Oh, I'm just sorry. No, yeah.
He knows how I feel about him. I'm not shy about letting him know how I feel about him.
You guys must be really good friends then.
I like to think so.
Yeah. It seems like it.
Right, and he knows how I am, and it fucking bugs the shit out of him, and it bugs the shit out of me when he acts the way he does.
But yeah, and the way I would explain it to Matt, is if we were to get married, I know for a fact one party's not going to be paying for the whole thing.
No, it can't happen.
He knows for a fact.
I know
it
for a
can't
fact.
happen.
I know. It's like it wouldn't seem fair
There's
to me.
only so much money on one side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you know,
could get
it's-
married in 20 years if you're going to save up the money and do it yourself, or if one side had to pay
That's
for
what I'm
everything.
saying. And like,
Well,
you
like
know,
we were talking about earlier, like it should be a group effort. You
It
know,
is.
friends should help out. Like weddings
Whatever
are
people can do.
No,
not
yeah,
inexpensive.
exactly.
They
And-
are expensive.
no, and what I was just like,
I'm not even trying to hit people up like, hey, homie, okay, we've been good friends for 20 years. Hook me up with $500. We didn't
not
pay for this thing.
necessarily like.
But it should be like a group effort. You know, everyone loves these people. Let's chip in and help them get their wedding.
Yeah, you know, and like.
It's a Kickstarter.
Yeah, let's kickstart this wedding.
Hashtag
my
Ali's
friends and
wedding.
And you know, and I know my parents, and her parents, you know, they're not like freaking, they're not billionaires. They don't. Own
Nobody's rich here.
Yeah, and
It's Reno.
We're working class people.
Yeah.
We're you know.
they both still working to this day. You
we're
know,
the
both our parents.
proletariat.
Both our parents and stuff. You know, the way I see it, you know, like, I remember my mom a while back, you know, when my sister was having like our version of a Sweet 16, which was when she would turn 15, my little sister. She's like, oh, we're wondering if you can help out. It's not I'm gonna say
He
no.
knows what a quinceanera is.
Yeah,
I think
just
a lot of
for
people know
those
what a
who don't.
quinceanera.
But,
You didn't
know,
even say the word though.
Yeah, my sister was having a quinceañera, and you know she was telling me like, you know, so you want to help out? I'm like, sure. And honestly, I just told her, look, honestly,
Your mom asked you.
Yeah, and I just told her, look, I'll just give you money, like every check, you know, I'll just give you money.
This just happened.
2015, 2 years ago.
So you weren't working at Penny's yet.
No, not yet. And you know, I was just giving her money. She's like, you know, and then she stopped and she's like, it's cool that you're helping us out. It's like, cause if you didn't, you know, just realize later on you're probably gonna be asking us if you want to help with your wedding. But I mean, we can go back. But until that time comes, you know, we can come back and say like, hey, you did help out with us a lot, just with money. You know, you didn't really like went out and like get anything. You just pretty much gave us money, which is pretty much honestly like.
Yeah,
what
but
more can you ask for?
that was your capacity. Like if you were into shopping and if you wanted to help decorate and get the cake and the fucking whatever else you need for one of those, you know, but you were like, I can help you in a financial capacity. You guys know what you want, like to have for this party. You go get it.
No, yeah.
Here's some money for the party. Go get it.
No, yeah, definitely. And you know what I was explaining to Matthew too, is that when it comes to quinceañeras, that we have different people to help us out with different certain things, like the cake, the venue, the mass, the music.
No, because you said
food.
godfathers. God
Yeah,
parents.
we have
parents.
What was that?
Godparents or
Yeah, godparents. We have godparents. You know, in Spanish it's called padrinos. So these people that help us out, we consider them padrinos. You know, and they're enlisted in the movie. They're enlisted into like the book that we have, the guest book. You know, they have their names on it. These guys helped with what? You know, we mentioned we give them like an honorable mention, saying these guys helped with this. These
so
guys
it's
are the
whole
godfather of the
production too,
cake.
the quinceañeras.
These guys are the godfathers of decorations. These guys are the godfather of the high heels.
Oh, this is for weddings or
For
quinceañeras?
both.
Okay, for both.
Well, because you know, both would have cakes, both would have music, both would have food.
And from what I understand, you can spend almost as much money on quinceañera as you can on a wedding.
Absolutely, and you know, and I was just asking Matt at the moment. You know, like honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with that as long as you know, like we just plan it well, and you know, we can have people who I'm sure you know people are.
All
gonna
the
be
help
willing-
that you can get is accepted.
Yeah, you know.
Well, and people will help you.
you
People are
don't,
gonna
you don't
want
know
to.
where you're gonna be in a couple years when it happens.
No, yeah, definitely, and when I was just,
You could hit the Powerball tomorrow for all you know.
they're like, you know what, you guys just come through. I got all this.
And then you're all out of that Powerball.
Yeah,
It's
one
like,
day.
just take your shoes off when you come in the door.
Just take your shoes off. But yeah, I was just explaining to Matt, you know, like the way my mom sees it, which is pretty logical for us, is that you know, if we ask someone, a family, to help us out for the quinceañera, you know, when it's them, their daughters turn quinceañera, you know, for a fact, we're for sure gonna say yes if they ask us for help. You know,
Do unto others.
yeah, absolutely. You know, and
That was a big family party thing, man. Like, it's a big time. Big time.
Oh yeah, because I mean, and for the most part, you know, my sister's quinceañera was really nice. It was like honestly, I couldn't complain about it at all. Like, there's a lot of people that did attend, and they kind of bothered my mom a little bit because she's like, oh, you know, what if there's not enough food? You know, what if it gets too packed? You know, who knows? But I mean, no, thank God, nothing happened.
Turned out fine.
It turned out perfect, and you know, my sister, for the most part, loved it. And you know, I was like, that's all that matters, right? You know, she enjoyed it.
That's right.
That's what it boils down to. And same thing for the wedding. Like
same thing to the wedding. You know, at the end of the day,
your wife has got to be happy with the outcome, and there's always going to be one thing or another that was like, I wish we would have done this or that. But I will give you a piece of advice going into it: know what pictures you want, and keep a schedule of that shit. Like when you get pictures taken, so like if you and your mom take a picture, and then you and your wife and your mom take a picture, and then you know what I mean?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I definitely.
Like get that shit handled, because if you miss one, you never get it back.
That makes perfect sense.
So make a checklist.
Yeah, make a checklist.
I've been in that scenario.
And then put one of your best boys on it. Like be like, hey bro, look, this is the list, and I need you to fucking pay attention to this shit.
It makes sense. No, it really does, because I mean, the wedding itself only lasts.
My bad.
No, it's all good. The wedding itself only is for one day, one night. You know, but memories are gonna last. Like those photos can last forever. So.
And if you don't get them, you'll be pissed. You're like, fuck, I didn't get a picture with.
Everybody put their tux.
Yeah, it's like, but and it'll be like months down the road.
We need to do a when you get the shot
we need to pick up this. So we're gonna get everybody back together, you know. But yeah, it's one of those things that I'll tell you that right now. Make sure you get those pictures.
Oh man,
because we missed one.
Oh, you missed one?
We missed one.
Which one did you miss? The two of you together?
No, we got plenty of that shit. No, Ashley and her grandma.
And she's no longer with you?
No, she still is.
Okay.
But it's the same thing. I should have lied. But that's the thing, dude. You can't just do a fucking pickup.
Passed the next day.
And the day after the wedding. But no, and it's like you can't do a pickup. Like you can't just go back and shoot that.
Fuck, man, that makes no sense. And you know, like I look at the photo album of my parents when they got married, because they got married at first through state. Like, you know,
I wasn't even pay for the license down at the courthouse.
Yeah, they got their license, and then like I wasn't even born yet, but my mom was thinking about having me already for the next year. It was 94. By 95, I was already born. 2005, 10 years later, is when they got married to the mass, and I was there at their wedding. It was fucking weird, like, and but now it was cool. But I remember, like, you know, like we had to take a picture with like every family, like every little family that was there. We took one with it was my parents, obviously, and my dad's brothers and sisters. There's one with my mom's. My mom only has two sisters, but her family, and then the grandma. And then, yeah, like I know they had to just take their time to have every single one, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's true. You know what like what you said. When I was thinking about it too, and all the quinces that I've been, and you know, when they're taking pictures, I totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah, when you miss one, you're just like, shit.
You're just like, fuck, we didn't get that one.
We didn't get that one.
It's like, well, fuck, you ain't gonna get it now. When everybody takes their fucking dress and their tux off and they put the shiny shoes back in the closet and all that shit, game over.
Yeah, because
that's it.
It is only one fucking day.
Yep.
So is that time for you? Do you need to go get?
Yeah, I should probably get.
All right. Well, that's Sequel Podcast for today. I'm Matt Ponta.
Ale Rangel.
Corey Easley. I wish I could say my name cooler than like Ali does.
Corey Easley.
Haggis cock. Fuck out.
All right. Thanks for listening.